Hello everybody and welcome to SnackTube. It is the final video in our camping food series. I've previously reviewed 3 different items which are supposed to be for going camping and hiking and all that kind of stuff, and we're down to the 4th and final one. This one being a little bit different. The last 3 have sort of been dinners that you can have, dinner lunches kind of thing. This, however, is a dessert. So I've got us a Wayfarer salted caramel chocolate brownie. Sounds delicious. So yeah, so far these camping dinners have been a bit naff. They haven't been that great. Certainly not been worth the money. These are very expensive. So I'll say it again, just if you haven't seen the videos from previous. But I got 4 of these and I went to Go Outdoors, which is in Coatbridge, I think. And I got 4 different things and they were £19. So it works out to about £4.75 for each one. Of course, they were on a buy one, get one half price deal. So I got 2 deals. So this one, the Wayfarer, is the lower end one. And these meals, I believe, at their normal retail price were £7 each, which is a lot. I mean, I would maybe pay that in a restaurant for a chocolate salted brownie with ice cream and all that on a nice plate, you know, cooked in the restaurant. Maybe I would pay that for it. In there, probably wouldn't pay that much for it though, mind you. But for one that comes in a bag, I don't know, in a pouch. But let's find out. You know, it might be lovely. Let's see. So it's real food, ready to eat, hot or cold. So you can eat this cold, but I've heated it up. I don't know if you can tell from me pensively touching this. I can't hold on to it for too long because it's quite warm. So there's different ways you can warm it up. You can either do it, for this one there's 2 instructions. You can either tear open the pouch, pour it all into a pan and then cook it in a pan. But I thought that would be a bit weird to do with a brownie. So I decided to just heat it in the pouch. So we heat it in the pouch, which is you put the pouch into boiling water for 7 or 8 minutes. And then I'm going to decant it onto this plate so we can have a proper look at it. So yeah, sort of caramel chocolate brownie. I mean, it sounds nice, right? Is there anything else we can learn from here? I'll read the wee blurb, just because I did read this last time, but I'll read it again for you guys. So designed with the great outdoors in mind, Wayfarer will help keep you going no matter the extremes. Wayfarer meals are preserved naturally by slow cooking each meal inside the pouch. This slow cook process works in partnership with our foil barrier packaging to lock in the flavour and ensures the food inside remains as fresh as the day it was cooked. Wayfarer meals can be eaten straight from the pouch, hot or cold, so you can head outdoors confident there's a great tasting, nutritious meal always on hand for when you need it. They have a very long shelf life, these things. I mean, this one's got until 2027, which is like 3 years away. So they do last a very long time, although I don't know if I'd be happy eating something that's been on the shelf that long. But there you go. So there's your list of ingredients. If you want to have a look at them. As far as allergens go, it's got milk, egg, may contain tree nuts and soya. It doesn't have any wheat, though. It appears to be gluten-free. I don't know if... excuse me. Ooh. I don't know if it actually advertises as such, but it appears to be gluten-free, which is good. Yeah. No artificial colours, flavours or preservatives. The whole pouch is 200 grams. I'll just go through the nutritional information. So it's got per 100 grams. So that's 291 calories. So that's close to 600 calories for the one thing. That's quite a lot. 14 grams of fat, of which 7.4 grams is saturates. 39 grams of carbs, of which 30 grams is sugar, so quite a lot of sugar. 1.8 grams of fibre, 2 grams of protein, and 0.41 grams of salt. Right, well, I am ready for dessert. I should say this is D of E recommended, which is Duke of Edinburgh, just for those that don't know. I did that back in the day, back in school, did the Duke of Edinburgh's. Right, let's break this bad boy open, see what it is like. Oh, I can see the caramel. Ooh, it smells nice. Well, it smells a little bit artificially. Yeah, I'm going to pour it onto the plate. The caramel appears to be quite squishy. quite caramelly. And the brownie is all in one piece, which is interesting. I'm surprised by that. Quite a lot of caramel in here. See if I can get it all out. Try not to make a mess. I don't want to get this all over me. I literally just put this t-shirt on. Right. Okay. Boom. We've got it all out. Let's have a look on the plate. So there it is there. Chocolate brownie, caramel sauce. Looks, I mean, it looks a bit sloppy, but I mean, it looks nice. I think it smells okay. Right, let's do it. This is the Wayfarer salted caramel chocolate brownie. Let's give it the old taste test. Ooh, that's soft. Ooh, that is weird. That is a weird texture. Maybe not. Maybe let's not eat just the edge bit. Let's delve into it a bit, shall we? Looks reasonably cakey. I'm gonna try a bit of just the sauce on its own. Yeah. I'm confused. I'm very much confused because it says on the packaging, no artificial colours, flavours or preservatives. But that tastes artificial. There's very much an artificially taste to the sauce. It's not bad. It's not terrible. Definitely does have a sort of a brown sugar kind of flavour to it. So it's sweet. But it tastes almost, there's a little bit of artificialness to it. I don't know where that's coming from. The margarine, there's margarine in the chocolate. Maybe that's what I'm getting. So yeah, it's strange. It's nice. It's got that kind of it's got that caramelly sauce flavour, but it does just taste a little bit artificial. So now on to the brownie. Now I mentioned that this was gluten-free. You can tell. You can tell that's gluten-free. And I'm not bashing gluten-free stuff. I mean, you can get some really good gluten-free stuff. Maybe not from supermarkets, but there's some gluten-free bakers who make it their thing to just make proper good gluten-free stuff. And some of it is fantastic. Some of it you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That is made by somebody who doesn't know how to make proper gluten-free. It's not good. I'll tell you that. It's like, it's not dry enough. Like, it needs to be a bit drier. It's very, very, very moist, but to the point where it's squishy. Our chocolate brownie shouldn't be squishy. It should be cakey, a bit cakey, but with a little bit of gooey, a little bit of gooiness to it. And a good brownie would have like chocolate chunks through it as well. Melty chocolate chunks. This doesn't have any of that. It's just, it's squishy and yeah. It tastes okay. The flavour's alright, you know, it's quite chocolatey. So I'll give it that, you know, as far as the flavour goes, the flavour is reasonably nice. So I wouldn't complain about the flavour, it's just the texture. Yeah. It's not cohesive enough. Like, I'm surprised it didn't get all squished up just sitting in the packet, or people handling it in the packet, to be honest. I'm surprised it actually stayed in one piece, because it is very, very squishy. But you know what, it's not the worst brownie I've ever had. I've had some bad brownies in my time, and I love it because I love a brownie. So I'll almost always go for a brownie if I'm somewhere that does one. It's not get sauce everywhere, man. So yeah, overall, it's not terrible. I mean, the flavours are nice. The brownie itself is chocolatey. The caramel has got a nice kind of burnt sort of brown sugar taste to it, which is quite delightful. I quite like that flavour. Although there is a hint of something artificial in there, something that tastes artificial that I can't quite put my tongue on. My tongue can't quite put my tongue on. But it's the textures that ruin this. The brownie, way too squishy, not enough going on in there. It needs some chunks of chocolate. It needs a bit more cakiness. It needs to be less moist. And that's not something I thought I would say about a cake, but it needs to be less moist, a bit drier, because I mean it's covered in that sauce, so it doesn't need to be as wet as it is. And it's just too moist that it's squishy, and I don't like that. And the sauce, the texture of the sauce is a little bit odd as well. I mean, it seemed, I don't know how well you can maybe see it if I show you, but it's like there's something has separated from it. I don't know if it's something that's come off the brownie that is separated, and it makes it look unappealing. Gives it a little bit of a less of a saucy texture and more of a, I don't want to say curdly texture, but it's borderline. So yeah, a lot wrong with it, but it's not the worst thing ever. Of the 4 things I've tried from the camping stuff, I would still probably put this first. I'd probably still say this was the nicest thing. The other 3 things were ranged from terrible to not terrible but edible, and this is kind of edible but not quite terrible. So yeah, overall this has been an experiment that I don't want to do again. These camping meals have been pretty subpar, pretty bad, and considering what I paid for them, it makes me very angry that I paid that kind of money. And here's me fretting over paying, you know, £4.50 for one of the really good pizzas to review for you guys, you know, and I went and bought these. So it shows my logic, you know. But I figured it was a one-off, so yeah, you won't see me doing any camping stuff again, unless there's anything that you really, really want me to review. If you've seen one of these kinds of things that you think is really, really good, really special, let me know, and I'll go and review it, because yeah, I'm running out of ideas here. I need more stuff to review. I've reviewed everything. I can't think of all the things to review. I'm just trying to keep my eye out for anything new. But yeah, that'll do. I'm gonna eat the rest of this just because I don't want it to go to waste. Not after I spent £7 on it or whatever it was. So I'll eat it, but I will begrudgingly eat it, to be fair. Well, that'll do for today. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the wee bell to get notifications anytime a new video comes out. Of course, leave me a comment, follow me on all the social things that I don't really post on, and yeah, I hope you guys all have yourselves a very nice day. I will catch you later. Cheers.